6 months ago, I competed in a bodybuilding competition. And well, since then, I've put on 15 kilos and got a little fatter. But this is the exact process I'm taking so that I can lose a couple of kilos of fat and be a lot happier with how I look. Something we need to talk about though, you see, this was the lightest I've ever been. Since then, there's been a lot of fat that's been gained. In a bodybuilding prep, your body is basically in a constant state of stress. It thinks you're dying because you are starving yourself of energy and it has to find that energy somewhere else. Somewhere else being your fat tummy. And this constant state of stress, it can fuck up your hormones, your mood, your energy, and your hunger and fullness signals basically go out the window. So you always feel hungry and you never feel full. It's a hard thing if you've never experienced it, but the best way to describe it is there is no amount of food that will satisfy you. And the only way that you will stop eating is when it becomes so physically painful in your stomach because it is just bursting with the amount of food. And you either stop eating because of it or you throw up, which I did many a time. Here's even the receipts to show you that I did. A diet rebound is always bound to happen because of how strict you were and the meals that you can't have with family, friends, partners. Even though I'm talking about a bodybuilding competition though, the same thing can go for anything in your life that causes you a lot of stress. Whether that's work, relationships, just life circumstances in general, anything can build up stress. And stress is just something that can lead you to eating more and gaining more fat. It's just the human experience. There's nothing wrong with it and you shouldn't feel guilty for being a stressed out person and then gaining fat from it. So if you've been doing something hard at work or you've been doing something that's physically hard, there's no need to call yourself a piece of shit because you let your diet go a little bit. It happens to everyone. And it's actually a good thing because the next time it happens, it gives you a way to improve on what you did last time. But what am I doing to fix how much fat I gained and how can you use it? There's two ways we can approach this, an easier way and a faster way. But let's go through the non-negotiable things that you have to do for both of those ways. Number one, non-exercise physical activity. This is stuff like walking or hiking. Be physically active, minimum 7 to 10,000 steps a day. Doing 10,000 steps a day helps you to burn 300 to 400 extra calories for nothing. It's just walking, it's not that hard. And if you're someone like me who is a snacking demon, I need all the calories I can get to smash some sweet treats. So walking, it's a no-brainer. Plus, if the thought of cutting calories is the absolute bane of your existence, you can add in more steps instead of cutting food so that you are burning more energy instead of cutting back how much energy you're giving your body. Number two, 5 gym sessions per week. This gives you structure across the whole week because there's 5 things you know you have to do, and that is going to the gym. Having more muscle in your body makes you burn more calories because you need to burn more calories to hold onto that muscle. So we want to make sure we're actually holding onto the muscle that we already have. The way we do that is we make sure we train every muscle group twice a week. That way we can maintain and grow the amount that we have. This is obviously a given for anyone, not just me as a bodybuilder, because it's not something you should skip because there are so many numerous health benefits that it can provide. And number 3, good quality sleep. Everything relies on how good your sleep was the night before. Your mood, your stress levels, your energy levels, how hungry you are. So we need to make sure we're having a good sleep. 7 to 9 hours per night. Hopefully. Number 4, high protein, high fiber foods. This is a bit of a no-brainer. You need protein to make sure that you can build muscle, and you need fiber to make sure that you are not hungry the whole time that you're dieting. Because the more hungry you are, the more you're gonna think about food, the more you're gonna wanna eat food, and the more likely you are to crash out on your diet and go eat all the sweet treats inside. So, protein, 2 to 2.5 grams per kilo of body weight, and fiber, minimum 30 grams per day. Now, those are non-negotiable things that we should be doing, but this is where we split into the easy or the fast way with our diet. Now, let's start off with who this isn't for. Anyone with a bad relationship with food. A diet will only make this worse. If your relationship with food isn't good, you need to fix that first. Being restricted with what you eat, restricting the calories that you have, you're only going to be digging yourself into a deeper hole. So you need to make sure you lay yourself a solid foundation first to then build off of. I haven't had a bad relationship with food, so I'm not going to say anything on it. But if you do, go seek professional help. Talk to your family, talk to your friends. Make sure that you cover your bases first and you can build that relationship till it's in a good point to then you can start building off it. All right, so with that out of the way, let's go on to the easy path. Who is this for? This is for people who are cutting down for the first time or people who aren't worried about how long it'll take and don't want it to affect other parts of their life. Because the easy path, there's a bit more leniency you can take with it. So for the easy path, what you're gonna do is you're gonna be in a calorie deficit of 200 to 300 calories below your maintenance a day. This is roughly about half a kilo of fat loss per week. You're gonna track your body weight every day, and at the end of the week, you're gonna compare it to last week to see if you lost fat. And if you've lost fat, you're gonna change nothing and you're gonna keep repeating that until you don't lose fat and your weight stays the same across 2 or 3 weeks in a row. Then you're gonna go and drop out another 200 or 300 calories, and you're gonna keep repeating this process over and over again of tracking your body weight for the week, comparing it to last week, seeing if you've lost weight, and you'll repeat that for 6 to 8 weeks. The reason this is the easy path is because dieting can affect other parts of your life if you take it to a faster or a more extreme pace. So if this is your first time losing fat, you want the easy way, because tracking your steps, tracking your body weight, going to the gym 5 times a week, tracking your calories, it can be a bit much for someone just starting out. So the easy path is for those people just dipping their toe into fat loss. It gives you a chance to learn the ropes, take it slow, and actually make sure that you're doing the right things. That is the easy path you can take with your fat loss. Now, onto the fast path. Who is this one for? People experienced with fat loss and dieting, they know how to count calories, they have a good relationship with food, and they don't want to cut for long periods of time. This method is faster, but it is definitely harder. So if you're just starting out, I probably wouldn't recommend it as much. With the small caveat of if you're doing it by yourself. If you have a coach or someone watching over you and helping you do these things, this is a much more suitable option. What do we have to do for the fast way to lose fat? A large calorie deficit, 500 to 1,000 calories below your maintenance level. Minimum 10,000 steps a day, where you can increase this number if you want to lose fat faster, and you can also add cardio to it to burn even more calories. But we still track progress the same way as we would on the easy path. We track our body weight every day so that we can get an average across the week, and then we compare that average to the week before, and then we can see if we're gaining fat or losing fat, or if we're staying the same. And then we go and reduce our calories or stay on the same depending on what we need to do. It's all still pretty much the same. This path is for people that are more experienced, they know what they're doing, and they have a bit more experience with dieting. It is all a bit much sometimes when you're trying to do all these things at once, and if you're just starting out, you don't need to confuse yourself with what you're doing. That is really all I'm doing to fix how much fat I gained over the last 6 months. Losing fat does not have to be this big, massive ordeal that eats into every single aspect of your life. If you focus on doing the basic things of getting your daily steps, going to the gym, and just eating in a calorie deficit, it's pretty easy, and it doesn't have to be this gruesome process that everyone online describes it as. If you need more help with your fat loss and the things that I talked about in this video, there's links in the description, and YouTube recommends that you should watch this, so maybe go watch it.